Yo, what's going on guys? A-Town here, and today we're going to be reviewing the latest Mythic Titan that has dropped for Season 2, Maru. Just a brief overview, this character is a void offensive medium range character that utilizes a light grenade launcher and a heavy grenade launcher. So you already know those spread shankers are going to get it if Maru does come on the scene. Now as for the experience I have with her, I've got her about 70k power and climbing. Play with her for about a week or so. Well, not even like the full week, maybe like 4 or 5 days. So I've got a good gist of what her play style is supposed to be. And again, if there's anybody who has any suggestions in the comments, maybe if you guys see in the video that she's being played wrong, I'm always up to feedback. So please leave a comment below on what you guys feel her strengths are. Now, just to briefly go over her relic abilities, for her first signature, we have Annihilation's Blast. Shoots out a cannon, inflicts suppression, and knockback. Pretty straightforward. Based off of her passive, Collapse. If she's dealing damage or absorbs damage with abilities, it provides her resonance. When her resonance is over 50%, it does provide some additional benefits on all of Maru's abilities. So your goal is to make sure that resonance meter stays at least above 50%. If you can get it to full, that's even better, but that's going to make her a really strong unit. As for how you're going to be absorbing that damage to get that resonance, you're going to be using the second signature ability, Abyss Engulf. Now this, similar to the Unbreakable Titan in Destiny 2, you pop up a Void Shield or Void Barrier. That's going to be absorbing all that damage that comes her way. Now the good thing about this is that this thing can block just about everything. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. Now also, when it also is full, she's also going to provide overshield on anything that she blocks, so that's always a really good thing that she can just get void shield literally on demand. So you definitely want to get these things leveled up. Now as for her weapon mastery, Blast Resonance, you want to get this up because this allows her to spawn volleys out of her weapon attacks or just shooting her weapons. This is going to really be helpful when you're trying to just do crowd control, to spread the damage, and just doing a bunch of ad clear. So based on how her kit currently lies, like killing ads is going to be a breeze for her. I'm telling you, when you have all of these unlocked, no ad is going to stand a chance against anything that goes her way. And then finally, we've got the super Blight Volley. Now you literally turn into Vegeta, throwing out your volley attacks, just destroying everything that it's in its path. As you level up her unique abilities, this also buffs that, and you'll be able to get up to 50% of your super back based on the enemies that you kill. So this is going to be something that's going to be super useful, great burst damage, nothing bad to say about this super at all. Now as for actual talents, as you guys can see, I've got her about E6 in the gameplay, and for recommendations, you probably want to get her at least to like E2, unlocking her first ability, which is Optimized Trajectory, giving a second charge of the Annihilation's Blast, and also Concussion, which is landing direct weapon hits, recharge the Abyss Engulf, with Light Grenade providing about 5%, and then Grenade Launchers providing about 10% per hit. So by adding that and just getting that ability energy, cycling those abilities, this is going to make her feel really strong when you're doing content. Now for overall play style, you want to just stick to like medium range with this character. If you want to get up close range, you can, but just to give a heads up, her abilities will provide her a slight damage. Like she'll take a little bit of damage just because of the blast radius or whatnot, but you really want to be out there in the medium range, just blocking attacks, taking aggro, just spreading a bunch of damage, suppressing the enemies with the first signature ability, and then blocking all the enemies' damage with the second signature ability. And then once you see like either beefy targets, or if you're just trying to clear a room real quick, then you can go ahead and plus your super, and that's going to really show her uniqueness in the scenario. When first learning about her, I'm thinking, well, since she has grenade launch, you probably want to stick it like long range. But when doing so, you're not going to be absorbing that damage. So you really want to get into that medium range where the ads actually see you, then you can block it, because as you're blocking it, her Abyss Engulf is going to be enhanced, which is going to increase the radius of the damage that she's blocking as well, which makes her very, very strong in all types of content. So you definitely want to go ahead and lean towards that. Now, as for the actual artifacts, you actually have plenty of ones to really take advantage of. The ones that I decided to opt in for is Unrelenting Shell as the first slot, Siphoning Blazer as the second, Safeguarding Blazer, and then Bellicose Blazer. Now, for the first slot, you may have another option that might be better for her, which is the Undaunting Blazer. This allows her, when gaining an overshield, it gives her 20% DR or damage reduction for 2 seconds. And as you're repeatedly getting this buff, then that duration gets extended up to 10 seconds, which is always good to see. You're probably wondering, well, how am I going to get that overshield or even keep it up? Siphoning Blazer, now this pairs really well with the first artifact that we just talked about. By doing the AoE splash damage, there'll be a percentage of the damage dealt that gets converted and grants you an overshield. So that just constantly giving you the additional overshield, which then, increases the stacks or the duration of that damage reduction. It's going to feel really, really good with that unit. As for the third one, I went with Safeguarding again. This is going to be really good just by dealing 40% additional ability damage while protected by an overshield, which all you really got to do is like block a piece of damage and bam, you got yourself an overshield, and you're really just pumping out all types of damage. And you're wondering, well, it's just abilities, right? Well, guess what? Super is also accounted as ability. So when you're speccing into ability strength, you're also going to spec into that additional ability damage as well. Now, if anyone has any additional testing that they would like to share, please feel free. But based on our personal testing, you definitely want to go with the abilities here. That's just going to boost up her abilities and her super. Now, when it's specifically speccing into signature ability, that does not boost the super. But when you're looking at ability strength, that is what's going to really umbrella all of the abilities for Maru. And then lastly, Bellicose Blazer. Again, I went with more of an AoE focus. I want to make sure that if I see ads, I'm clearing them out, because with where her strengths are going to be, there's beefy targets, but there's going to be more ads out there. All of these pretty much work in unison with each other, just getting the overshield, keeping the overshield, and just providing that additional ability damage and an additional AoE damage as you're just running havoc on the scene here. So this is my overall review. Overall, I'd say she's very strong in like just general content. As you're doing like Gauntlet or Blitz and things of that nature, she's going to feel really strong as well. And then she provides some very, very nice burst damage, especially when you're paired with units like Yolder that provides an overshield for everybody in the bubble. Get that. If you have the ability, or what you get that, and then once you get the overshield, then you can go ahead and pop super. That's an additional 40% damage off the rip that you're just tearing straight into any beefy targets or any boss for DPS damage. So if you want to be on top of the leaderboards, this is what you're going to want to look at. Again, if anyone has any suggestion where you believe that, hey, these artifacts don't work, here's a better spread, I'm always open up to the feedback. We can have a discussion about it to see, what is the best for Maru. But that is it for my initial review. Overall, I give her about a solid 7 out of 10 on this unit. I just don't like the fact that she's kind of locked in the spread. Her exotic choices, there's not really much to kind of pick from. There's the arc grenade launcher that you get, in the start of the game. And then you have the latest one in the Season's Pass, which is probably going to be your primary choice for her, in my personal opinion. And then also, as for any heavy weapons, there's only one, right? That's the Solar one, Home one. Get yourself the auto-loading holster roll and just let it spray and go crazy with it. But again, if you guys find this video useful, by all means give this a like and subscribe. tell your friends about it, share the video, and if you want to see more content like this, leave a comment below and let me know what you guys want to see out of this Titan main. But I'm going to let the rest of the gameplay play out, and I'll see you guys next time.